My spouse and I were facing tough times, but this time she shamed me in front of her relatives, threatening to end our marriage. "You're a loser, can't even cover the bills," she sneered, tossing my wallet onto the table, claiming she deserved better. Her brother-in-law chuckled, glancing at my car. I didn't argue, I just left. 4 days later, they were frantic. My voicemail held 13 messages pleading with me. Something seemed wrong when I returned home early last Tuesday. Our driveway showed unfamiliar tire tracks, and through the window, I saw Miranda rushing around our bedroom, not packing for a vacation, but carefully wrapping every gift I'd given her over our 5 years together. I stood in the doorway, watching as she cushioned the Rolex watch I'd saved 6 months to buy last Christmas, still in its box. She didn't notice me at first, too focused, humming while wrapping the sapphire earrings from our anniversary in protective wrap, earrings I'd worked overtime to afford. "Going somewhere?" I asked, my voice calm despite the cold knot in my gut. She startled, nearly dropping the jewelry case, then quickly regained her composure, flashing that smirk I'd grown used to lately. "Oh, you're back early," she said, not bothering to hide her actions. "Saves me the trouble of messaging you. I'm leaving. Derek and I are moving in together." Derek, her supervisor, the one she'd been staying late with for months, the one she'd called me paranoid for questioning. I'd seen this coming, had noticed the signs piling up for weeks. The late nights, the new outfits, the way she'd started treating me with thinly veiled disdain. "And you're taking everything I ever gave you," I said, keeping my tone even. She laughed. "Of course I earned these putting up with you," she said, gesturing around our bedroom, my bedroom now, I guessed. "You know what Derek said when he saw this watch? He said it was adorable that you thought this was high-end. His are worth 10 times this." I stayed silent, observing her pack. It was almost mesmerizing, watching someone reveal their true self so clearly. She took my silence for weakness. "God, even now you just stand there like a pitiful kid. This is why I'm leaving. Derek's a real man. He knows what he wants and takes it. You..." She waved dismissively at me, at our modest 3-bedroom home I'd worked so hard to buy. "You're just average, satisfied with your small life. Do you know what Derek earns, what he's promised me?" I did know more than she realized, but I held back, letting her ramble. Every word was another strike against her, though she didn't see it yet. "I already moved most of our savings," she went on, clearly relishing the moment. "Don't worry, I left you enough for cheap meals." She laughed again, sharp and cruel. "Derek says I was foolish to waste my prime years with someone so ordinary, but I'm correcting that now." Through the window, I saw our neighbor Clara tending her garden, pretending not to watch. Good witnesses are helpful. "You're right about one thing," I said finally, my voice still steady. "I am ordinary enough to keep records." That caught her off guard, the smirk wavered. "What's that supposed to mean?" "Nothing much. Just that I'm ordinary enough to save receipts, copy bank statements, store texts, record conversations." I shrugged. "You know, ordinary stuff." She tried to brush it off with a laugh, but I saw the flicker of doubt. "Please, like anyone cares about your little notes." "Maybe, maybe not. Like you said, I'm just an ordinary guy who keeps track of things. But don't let me hold you up. Derek's waiting, right?" I stepped aside from the doorway. She hesitated for a moment before grabbing her bags. As she passed, I caught a whiff of unfamiliar cologne, pricey, the kind that tries too hard. "You'll regret this," she snapped, trying to regain her earlier bravado. "When you see me with Derek living the life you could never provide." "We'll see." I watched her struggle with the bags, not offering to help. "Oh, and Miranda," I added, "that joint account you emptied. That was just my ordinary backup fund. The real savings," I smiled. "Well, like I said, I'm ordinary enough to plan ahead." She slammed the door hard enough to shake the windows. Through the glass, I saw her nearly stumble on her way to the waiting car. Derek didn't get out to help with the bags, curious. I waited until they drove off before opening my phone and accessing my secure folder. 6 months of documented behavior shifts, screenshots of deleted texts I'd recovered, bank records, logs of odd work hours, and more. Clara was still in her garden. I caught her eye and waved. She hurried over. "James, I saw it all, how she spoke to you. I recorded some of it on my phone. I was stunned. Do you need me to testify or anything?" "Maybe," I said. "Could you send me that recording?" Ordinary, that's what Miranda called me. "She's right, I am ordinary. Ordinary enough to know the best revenge isn't loud or showy. It's careful, meticulous, documented. They think they've won, think I'll just crumble and accept it. That's fine. Let them believe that. I've got time, evidence, and nothing left to lose. This is just the start. Update 1.1. Wow, this got a lot of attention. Thanks for the support. Yes, I'll share updates when I can. To everyone asking, don't worry. I'm not doing anything reckless or against the law, just letting fate take its course, maybe nudging it a bit. Here's what's happened in the last 2 weeks, and it's all unfolding as I expected. Remember how Miranda called me ordinary for keeping records? Well, fate has a sense of humor. While she's been posting Instagram stories from upscale restaurants with Derek, tagging me in them, real classy, I've been making quiet moves. It started when Miranda's sister Lily contacted me via Messenger. Apparently, Miranda told her family I was unhinged and financially manipulative, which is why she hadn't visited them in months. Lies unravel fast when you have evidence, though. I sent Lily screenshots of our joint account statements, spa trips, shopping binges, all while I was working extra hours to pay the mortgage. Then I shared Clara's video of Miranda's exit speech, the one where she boasted about taking her share of our savings. Lily went silent on the video call for a long moment, then dropped a bombshell. This isn't the first time she's done this. Apparently, Miranda pulled a similar stunt in college, dated a guy for 3 years, got him to fund her education, then left him for someone with better prospects right after graduating. Her family always suspected something, but Miranda played the victim so convincingly. She has Mom's old engagement ring, Lily said, the one Grandma gave her. She told us you were holding it hostage. I laughed. That ring was in the box of ordinary gifts she took, along with everything else I'd given her over 5 years. Speaking of gifts, my old friend Caleb from high school works at Miranda's company. When I mentioned the watch comment, he got quiet. Turns out Derek has a pattern, mentoring junior staff, showering them with lavish gifts, then dropping them when he loses interest. Just office rumors, right? The best part. While Miranda's been playing the perfect partner, I've been connecting with people. Those clients I mentioned, they're not fond of workplace romance dramas. 3 have already switched to a competitor. Their choice, of course. I just happened to mention I was changing jobs. But here's the kicker. Yesterday, I ran into Zoe at the gym. Yes, that's Zoe, Miranda's old college friend. They had a falling out years ago that Miranda never explained. We got chatting, and wow, the stories she shared. She hasn't changed, Zoe said over smoothies, always chasing the next big thing. Then she grinned. Want to grab dinner? I said yes. We're meeting tonight at that trendy new spot downtown, the one Miranda's been begging Derek to take her to. Zoe suggested it, said she'd love to post some photos on Instagram. Oh, and that emergency fund Miranda drained, turns out her obsession with personal finance blogs paid off for me. That account was just a small piece of the puzzle. The real savings, secure, spread across 3 banks. Ordinary, right? But the real gem came this morning. Clara sent me a screenshot from our neighborhood group chat. Miranda's been messaging everyone, trying to paint me as the villain. Problem is, half the block saw her performance that day. And Clara, she's the group moderator, post rejected, so here we are. Miranda thinks she's on top, living her dream with her upgrade. Derek thinks he's got a perfect prize. Me, I'm just being ordinary, making connections, sharing truths, keeping records. Next week should be fun. There's a big announcement coming at their company, something about a reorganization. I'm sure they're not worried. After all, Derek's such a real man who takes what he wants. Let's see how that plays out. Update 1.3, you know that saying about fate? Sometimes it needs a little nudge, and watching it unfold beats any streaming show. The company announcement hit yesterday. Those rumors about a reorganization, turns out the competitor, my new employer, bought them out. Guess who's on the team reviewing departments? This ordinary guy right here. But let's rewind to last week, because that's when things got really interesting. It started with Miranda showing up at my door at 7 a.m., makeup streaked, yelling about how I orchestrated everything. Apparently, Derek